In this video, we're going to analyze a collectible NFT that is attempting to offer utility in the real world, AR, and the metaverse. It has a public mint on March 14th, 2022. We'll look at the important data points so you can decide if this NFT project might be right for you. And welcome back to GizmoNuz, the place where NFT fans turn for no-nonsense facts on upcoming NFTs that have huge potential. However, this is not financial advice, we're not financial planners, and please remember, the information that follows is entertainment and maybe some educational value only. But if you're looking for the most concise information on some hot upcoming NFTs, then keep watching. And keep in mind, the NFT we are reviewing is not sponsoring this review, and we have no relationship with the project. We're not invested in it. Before we get started, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any NFT news. With a mint date of March 14th, 2022, let's take a look at MetaTriads. This project caught our attention for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is the ambitious roadmap, which plans to distribute income to NFT holders. We'll get into that in more detail when we review the project and its utility. So let's start with the usual analysis and look at the creators behind MetaTriads. Then we'll check out their community and the project in more detail. The NFT marketplace is filled with pseudonymous creators, artists, and authors. We've had comments made explaining it's for the creators' safety to remain anonymous and not to worry about them being anonymous. Well, we get that. Many people are rightly concerned about the impact their online presence has on their family members or job prospects in the future or even their current jobs. It's understandable folks need to do what's best for them and their family. But like we've mentioned in previous videos, we feel that at least 50% of the team should be completely doxxed and findable on social media. This creates accountability and also helps prevent people who commit crimes from being able to repeat their mistakes without a trace. So, with that all said, what do we find with MetaTriads when it comes to creator transparency? It appears the team has taken transparency very seriously, and their identities seem pretty verifiable based on the information they've been willing to provide. First up is George Bizani. He is the fashion designer behind the project. The official MetaTriads website lists his personal website, and you can see his work here. According to his bio, he has years of collaboration with major fashion brands, and they refer to him as the personal designer of Hollywood stars. We think we found his LinkedIn here. You can see a picture of it. If this is the same George, you'll see he's worked for labels like The Row, Ralph Lauren, and others. If our digging is correct, which we think it is, you can see George is a talented designer, and this is the first piece of the puzzle when it comes to the project creating or collaborating on exclusive limited fashion drops, which is listed as a triad benefit. More on that later. The next founder we'll concentrate on is Ann Paul. Her role is listed as CMO. According to her LinkedIn, she is well suited to this role with a background in digital marketing at both Google and her current employer, IBM. You can see her touch when you look at the results of the marketing efforts in followers and press coverage. Next up is her ecosystem creator, George Bergman, from Vienna, Austria. According to his LinkedIn profile, George has been committed full-time to the project since November 2021. Prior to that, George spent time at Accenture serving as a venture architect. George is accredited on the project side as being instrumental in raising over $2.7 million in venture capital for startups. Stage 0 of their roadmap included raising seed funding, and they reported that they successfully hit that milestone by raising $450,000 to establish a presence in Vienna and New York. The next Docs founder goes by Lula T. She's not as doxed as the other founders on the list, and we say that she's not as doxed because unless her last name is simply T, it seems she's withholding that information, which is fine given the transparency of the other team members. Lulia has a background in digital banking and currently works for TBC Bank out of Tbilisi. Lulia's role is business development. Her LinkedIn says she has a background in product strategy and roadmap, so it could be that is her focus here as well. That brings us to the art director, Vakaria. Here is her Behance page where you can see some samples of her work and links to her Facebook page and Dribble portfolio as well. We found her artwork to be compelling, and we get a sense she has influenced the design of the artwork for MetaTriads. Last but not least is their smart contract developer, Karim Gurtak. His background is in computer science, and he is the founder of KG Technologies, which specializes in blockchain development services. So there you have it, a well-doxed team that seems well-rounded. This team certainly has attracted a lot of attention. This is probably due in part to the hard work of the team to build a strong community. So let's talk about that next. The second area we're going to focus on. Is there a healthy number of folks supporting the project? And besides numbers, we're looking for things in the community like an overall positive vibe, helpful members, and a whole lot of community and communication from the project manager. We're typically going to find community in places like Twitter, Discord, their blog, video posts. So we did our usual digging into the community for MetaTriad, and here's what we came up with. Let's start by looking at their Twitter account. Here's a picture of the account, and you can see it. When we took this shot, they had 40,000 followers. As usual, we performed a Twitter audit of the account. We had some folks ask why we digged in the account like this, and the answer's simple. Today it's easier than ever to either buy older established Twitter accounts or even buy followers. Secondly, if the account age is too old, for instance, older than NFTs have been popular, it's likely a repurposed account for the project. So we ran a Twitter audit and found some good things. Here are the results. With 40,000 followers, the estimate is that only 500 are fake, giving it an audit score of 98%, which is one of the higher scores we've seen. The Twitter account is active with the usual mix of announcements, collabs, whitelist notices, images of planned NFTs, and thank yous to the community. They don't have an Instagram account, which isn't surprising since those projects that have set up accounts typically have low numbers of followers and tend to focus more on the Twitter account anyway. Well, that brings us to the Discord with its 55,000 followers. Security is standard with the CAPTCHA and click here to verify process. The general channel is active and friendly. We were surprised the announcement channel wasn't super active, but it seemed to keep the members up to date with the basic information. So overall, the community is friendly with a good vibe and a welcoming, safe atmosphere. All right. Now, what about the project itself? As the NFT market matures, more and more folks are looking at a project holistically. In other words, the artwork should be great, and it's a real plus when it is from a well-known artist. But the utility of a project is rapidly becoming a key component when they evaluate a project. We agree utility is taking on more importance as more and more projects are embracing this important component. There are projects offering innovation, some offer real-life usability, and many are translating this into promised passive income for the holders. Well, MetaTriad's roadmap has a goal of bringing thousands of fashion brands into the digital world. The main planned benefits for their holders is to provide exclusive access to clothing apparel. They hope to collaborate with fashion designers and deliver exclusive collections in real life, the AR, and the metaverse. From what we can discern, the plan includes opening an actual functioning clothing marketplace, one in Decentraland and one in Sandbox. They also have a tokenomics goal that is key to the success of the marketplace. This includes dropping 9 of their Tria coins every day to holders of their NFTs. Their plan is that the Tria coins will serve as the main currency for the MetaTriad's marketplace. By injecting these coins into their community, they hope to create a healthy economy with an upside for folks who hold their NFTs. The project also has plans to incentivize project supporters to hold at least 2 of their NFTs. Those that own 2 will be able to breed them, allowing them to acquire new NFTs, the generational delta. Exactly what benefits these new NFTs will bring to holders has yet to be clearly communicated to the community, so we'll have to wait and see what additional utility this may bring to holders of these new NFTs. Promising to provide fashion industry utility to their holders is an interesting move for the project and could prove to be a good investment for supporters of the project if the founders can execute on their vision. We say this because we've read that by the end of 2025, the fashion industry is expected to grow from 1.5 to 2.25 trillion. There are expectations that some of this, possibly a large amount of this growth, will be driven within the digital world. Of course, this is speculation at this point, but does create an interesting set of possibilities for holders of the MetaTriad NFT. The other thing to note is while large fashion brands are already on their way to creating digital versions of their wearables, small brands may find this a challenge. MetaTriads could step in and fill this gap, giving them both access to the metaverse and ready-made consumer base primed and funded from project profit sharing, eager to purchase exclusive offerings. As innovative as this all sounds, it's not an unproven model. The idea of personal customization and expression within the worlds of AR and the metaverse is something that's tried and proven. MetaTriads appears to be set to leverage that model using their planned collaboration with fashion brands. Of course, none of this is without risks. Can they establish enough collaborations with fashion designers to create an interesting marketplace for the community at large? What does the future of clothing apparel in AR and the metaverse really look like? Anyway, let's recap what we've found for MetaTriad. What does the data say? Let's start with the creators. The team has been transparent about who they are and what they bring to the table. Their social status seems legitimate, and from a business, marketing, and technology side, they seem to have all the bases covered. According to what we can see from their LinkedIn profiles, the team has some experience with startups. They report they've already raised $450,000 in seed money. Yahoo Finance reports that the project has an evaluation of $5 million. From experience, we know valuations can be a bit nebulous, but this team probably has the contacts to firm up that number over time if that's part of their business plan. Now, what about the community? The community feels safe. We found the vibe to be friendly and helpful. Security is taken seriously, and it is well moderated. From what we could tell, all the channels are active, with the only exception being the Sneak Peeks channel, but even that channel seems to be gaining a bit more momentum as the project moves closer to its public date. What about the project? The artwork for the project should not be ignored. Most of what we've seen has an edgy, futuristic look to it that fits well within the storyline. But as you can tell from their official website, the focus is on owning clothing brands in 3 worlds, with owning the artwork being your gateway to the project's utility. The project has a unique utility with their NFT collection, which represents not a brand, but a marketplace where many brands can join. MetaTriad's holders are promised numerous utilities, like including votes in DAO, which is called the Tribunal, and native coin and NFT drops. But the promise of passive income from the Interverse MetaPlace is where the project gets more interesting. Their edgy approach to fashion and the accompanying utility has already caught the attention of thousands of folks, as you can see from their Discord and Twitter numbers. But now I want to turn it over to you. What do you think about MetaTriads? Do you think the team can execute on their roadmap? What do you think the future of fashion in the metaverse will be like? Let us know by leaving a comment below, and don't put it off. We really want to hear from you. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel right now. Just click on the subscribe button below this video. As always, GizmoNuz does not endorse any investment or offer financial advice. This video is educational material only. Always do your own research before making any investment, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.